So it seemed like for the first 100 days or thereabouts of President Trump's second go-around as POTUS 47 at the White House, POTUS 46, Sleepy Joe Biden, a.k.a. Brandon, a.k.a. the big guy, was put in we the people's rearview mirrors, so to speak. But a couple weeks ago, Joe, making a comeback, fast and furious, hit the trail. And he met with all his fake news friends like the folks at The View. And I started wondering then, well, why is Joe making this comeback? Why now? Because everything in that Biden presidency, which his handlers and the wife ran, was one cover-up after another. One propaganda job after another. The likes of Goebbels himself, the Nazi mastermind, would be proud of. And you knew it was a setup of sorts. Well, last week, the audio, it leaked from 2023. Another cover-up. It showed just how cognitively declined his mental state was. And had America wondering all over again a couple things. How the hell was this guy president? And who the hell was in charge? Now the books are coming out. Democrats, they eat like rats, they eat their own. One after another. The books are coming out and they're throwing Sleepy Joe and his legacy under the bus. And then today, as they may call it, in a battlefield, the mother of all bombs dropped. Take a look at the headline from CNN. Biden diagnosed with aggressive form of prostate cancer. His peeps, of course, released a statement. Here's a paragraph. At the bottom, you see that his cancer, the prostate cancer, was characterized by a Gleason score of 9, grade group 5, with metastasized to the bone. Now, I'm hardly a doctor. What do I know? But from the prognosis, and just from the little blip I read you, and from all I've seen today being reported, and this doctor, that doctor being interviewed, so on and so forth, it pretty much seems like Sleepy Joe is FUBAR. Now, cancer is a mother effer. I wouldn't wish it on the worst of my enemies, even on a corrupt 46th President of the United States. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, which is being covered right now by the Colonel himself. So, how convenient that the news drops today. Basically, it seems like they went into DEFCON 1 as people, along with Dr. Jill, and they rolled out the cancer card. President Trump was asked today by the media what he thought about the diagnosis of his predecessor. Take a look and listen to POTUS 47 speaking to the media.
I think it's very sad, actually. I'm surprised that it wasn't, the public wasn't notified a long time ago, because to get to stage 9, that's a long time. But when you take tests, medical, as a male, that test is very standard. I don't know if it's given to everybody, but it's given just about. And it takes a long time to get to that situation. Now, I think, to get to a stage 9, I think that if you take a look, it's the same doctor that said that Joe was cognitively fine. There was nothing wrong with him. Well, he said, if it's the same doctor, he said there was nothing wrong there, and that's being proven to be a sad situation.
And President Trump, and there you hear him use the word sad twice. The first time in the beginning of the clip, he alludes to the physical state of Joe Biden, and then he alludes to the doctors who covered things up. This is a guy that they deemed fit. They deemed him cognitively fit, physically fit and ready to go and serve the American public as the president. I'm going to borrow a Biden phrase. What a bunch of malarkey. And as Sleepy Joe continues to fight the battle of his life, America deserves answers sooner than later.